Alright, let's get out of the way. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment if you like. Finally, it's here. Demon Slayer Season 3, Episode 1. Was it good? Was it bad? Let's see. So it starts off where it last left off. They defeated the biggest boss in this game, and it makes me think, who's holding them up? Tanjiro or Nezuko? And this guy's coughing up blood. He's like, for 100 years, nothing has changed, but now it's better. Damn, if this guy does not sit down, he's gonna die here. He's probably gonna die somewhere in the future too, because that's too much blood to lose. And since it's coming from the big dog, you know they will get to Mudon and kill him, because obviously this guy said it. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this animation is unnecessary. Even though it looks really good, it's too long and just for a dumb point. Is it all in their heads? Is that what it is? This is just a combined psyche, and that's why it's such a big room. I don't even know where they'd store this big building that no one's ever visited. So this guy with red hair kind of flies the same way that Frieza from Dragon Ball Z flies, and I'm thinking, is that a coincidence? And also the way that Meruem from Hunter x Hunter flies. Also, even though they're the upper 5, for some reason he doesn't get along with any of them, even though they just want to sit there and think about how they're going to kill everyone. So we know the upper 3, and it's this guy with the red hair, it's a really flamboyant character, and this guy that looks like a samurai. And I bet you Tanjiro is somewhat related to this guy, because it almost looks like his dad. And I know this is off topic, but why would he wear a suit if he's trying out chemicals? They're obviously going to get on a suit, so what the fuck is he doing? And while I was watching this, I was thinking, what are the chances of him not breaking all those glasses just for dramatic effect? Also, damn, those glasses, they look crazy well animated. Why? I knew it. He's going to break them just for dramatic effect. So he's really mad because after 100 years, he somehow cannot defeat all the Hashira. And 2, I'm actually very surprised that this goblin didn't die, because in most of these animes, if they do shit like this, that thing's probably going to die. And this group is fucking strange because his head's getting turned on because he's getting his head smashed in. So after having this really heated conversation meeting from separate rooms, it closes off by saying, alright, everyone, head over to Hentengu. So now that the meeting's over, the upper 3 are talking to each other, and the upper 1 is saying, hey, don't do that shit anymore because he's above you and you're trash. And strangely enough, he respects and says, I understand, because clearly the other 2 are way stronger than him. And we finally get a look at the strongest demon, and he's fucking ugly. He has 6 eyeballs and shit. Even though this guy's a fucking demon, he might have more manners than Inosuke. So no shit, this guy does have something to do with Tanjiro, but I'm not sure if he's a relative or not. But he did save Tanjiro from a demon, and now his dad's really grateful. But besides saving Tanjiro, he tells his dad that my life was terrible and I wasted too many years doing nothing and I feel like I'm worthless. And I don't even know if that actually happened, because somehow Tanjiro is seeing this and I'm thinking, does he have powers I can see in the past? So the same shonen shit happens where if a main character does more than he was supposed to do or could do, he's somehow in coma for about 2 months or more. Of course she was worried for him. She really likes him, you know? So who's the person who saved them from the spot they were in, and who's the one who was taking care of them while they were asleep? It was one man, one human, one legend, and his name was Kakushi Goto. He's supposed to be the responsible one, the older one, and he's just shocked that when the girl was in the room, she didn't scream, hey, he's awake, or what happened to him? And when she saw Tanjiro, she dropped a vase, and she never picked up the glass pieces, and he had to do that. And then he had to mop the floor, and he told everyone, hey, he's alive, and everyone comes in, they're all happy. Yay, Tanjiro's alive, Tanjiro's alive. And then we figure out that the other 2 have been awake for a few days. So Zenitsu has been awake for 2 days. And supposedly, Inosuke has been poisoned so badly he's in a coma. And then Tanjiro says, wow, I must be hallucinating because he's right there. And he's hanging backwards on the roof. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? So he jumps off the roof and lands on his bed and says, I'm the winner of this because I woke up 7 days before you. If you know the answer to this, leave a comment down below. Is Inosuke actually immune to poison? Let me know. Tanjiro must have gotten beat up really bad compared to everyone else, because after he wakes up, he falls asleep really fast. But no worries, because the next day, he's full of energy and he's playing with the kids again. And he's not the only one going back to his normal stuff. And Inosuke's back to being a savage, just running around saying, alright, I'm gonna shut this thing down. And Zenitsu going back to just screaming, I need help! I wanna go back home! And while the girl's narrating, for some reason, somehow, he figures out that she's narrating the story. He's like, wait, you miss me? You like me? I knew it all along! And everyone's like, shut up! So Tanjiro's training, trying to get stamina back and trying to get all jacked and ripped. But the problem is that he figured out that he broke his sword. And while he was in a coma, the guy who makes his swords sent him a letter. And he said, fuck you, I hate that you did that shit. Go to hell. And he sent that message 2 months ago, so no sword arrived. And they say, alright, you should probably go to the village and talk to him directly because he seems pretty mad. So he goes to the village of swordsmen, and before he can get there, they have to blind his eyes and put clogs up his nose so he can't smell shit. And she must be pretty strong because she can carry a 15-year-old boy that's really buff on her back. And she travels up mountains and steeps and all that shit. And I'm thinking, wow, she must have a really buff back. But fortunately, she's not the only soldier that has to take this mission. Damn, and this studio loves scenery. I mean, it's beautiful out here. So Tanjiro ends up at the village and he has to go and tell the people before he goes to the hot springs and relaxes. And who's at the hot spring? Damn! I knew this was going to be good content, but damn, this is excellent content. So Tanjiro finally gets to the place where the swordsman's at, and he's not even fucking there. No one's seen him for about 2 months. So we find out that the swordsmith is actually always been mean since he was a kid, and somehow the nicest kid, Tanjiro, gets it. Why? It's to obviously fix his bad attitude, because this kid's such an angel. Anyways, so they say when they find him, they're really going to let him know how evil this world is. And Tanjiro says, you're not going to hurt him, right? He says, well, you know, you should worry about going to the hot springs so you can really cool down. Just go and enjoy yourself. And they push him out. So they walk him all the way to the hot spring and say, all right, enjoy yourself. Just go up that and then boom, you're there. But then the best character in the show comes down and she's like, Tanjiro, Tanjiro. And I'm thinking, damn, I didn't know it was this type of show. I mean, it already has cool fight scenes, really heart-to-heart scenes, but wow, this show just went from an 8 to a 10 just because of this scene. But I gotta say, Tanjiro is such an honorable guy. He says, watch out, your boobs are gonna fall out. And then he closes her robe, and that's why she probably likes him, because he's not a weird guy and doesn't do weird shit when she's not looking. So I guess she's crying because of the guy up there that when she said hello, he didn't say hello back, and she feels that he doesn't like her. And she was feeling super sad until Tanjiro said, yeah, so I think we're gonna have some dinner that's really good. And she's like, really? No way! And also, Tanjiro finally gets to hot springs, so he's finally just kicked back and relaxed. And out of nowhere, he sees something fall, and he grabs it, and it's a tooth. And who is it? It's that weird guy that's really aggressive from the first episode. And this guy's fucking jacked, and he's ripping his fucking teeth out. I'm thinking, that's gross. And what does he say when he meets Tanjiro? He's, die! And that's already mean, but then I think of what Tanjiro does, and he just rips his clothes off, and he says, hey, I've been looking for you! I know it's weird here in the West, but in the East, this is really cool, I guess, just sitting there naked. It shows you that you care for each other. But there's a girl in there, and she's just seeing these guys naked, and I guess she doesn't care for them. But neither of these guys, they don't care that there's a naked girl in front of them. And then we figure out that that mean guy has a brother, and they're both mean. Mean. Can you believe that? Also, I'm just going to pass into the scene because I feel uncomfortable. I don't really like seeing a little girl that's actually a full-grown adult being pet like a dog. It's just strange to me. So we find out why she joined the Hashira, and it's to find a really hot guy who's much stronger than her. And the only way to do that is to find the best of the best, because she's obviously really strong. And since she's a Hashira, she has to go. And I gotta admit that I felt really bad for Nezuko, because she seemed like she really enjoyed hanging out with her. But before she leaves, she tells Tanjiro that there's a secret weapon in this village and you should probably go find it. Because he made a promise to her that he will defeat Muzan. And I think that statement has got this girl kind of crazy. So Tanjiro finally leaves the village and he's walking away through the forest. And for some reason, he sees the Miss Hashira there and some kids yelling, give it back to me, you shouldn't be taking that stuff from me. And it's kind of surprising that there's 2 Hashiras here at the springs. But they notice there's someone behind the kid. And he looks, and it's pretty creepy because it's the guy who's related to Tanjiro. And he says, I think I know that guy. And then the most dramatic music comes out before the end of the episode. And I'm thinking, oh man, I can't wait for the next episode. Alright guys, see you in the next episode. Peace.